When I first started photography, I really enjoyed taking long exposure photos, but most recently I haven't had any motivation or creative influence to take some new ones. I feel like this is because I always see the same thing. Car lights going through city streets, or people running around with handheld lights and they're just trying to spell their name, or they just make some weird shapes around like buildings or anything like that. And this is okay, I'm fine with seeing this kind of stuff. But I want to do something different. I want to maybe imitate someone or anything. I just want to change something. And when looking on the internet, I think I found it. What's up guys, John here with Shutterstock, and I've actually been on this channel for a while. I record all the B-roll, I help out with any shoots that Logan, Robbie, or Todd do. I'm glad that I'm actually in front of the camera this time doing a tutorial for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So today I'm going to show you guys how I recreated these long exposure photos from photographer Nicholas Rivals. When I first saw these, I was just blown away, honestly. It was like nothing I've ever seen, and at the moment, since I'm in this like creative rut with long exposure photography, this is exactly what I needed. I have not seen this type of photography in many places. I only know of like 2 or 3 photographers that do this style, but they kind of have their own ways of doing it. But I want to show you guys how to recreate them because I personally feel like it deserves more attention. So today I'm going to show you guys how to recreate them, what to do, what not to do, and what you need. So let's get started. So the first thing that you're going to need is the light. And if you go on Google and type in L wire, you're going to have a bunch of results for these. The one I bought was only $6. It's extremely durable. The only downside is that it has this super annoying sound every time you turn it on. Listen. That's all it does. But yes, get one of these because without them, you can't make the picture happen. So the second thing that you're going to need is tape. I used gaff tape and it worked perfectly fine for me, but I imagine if you use duct tape, scotch tape, that should work as well. So the next thing that you're going to need are some sort of stands, and these are not necessities, but they do make the process a lot smoother, and I'll explain that later on in the video. So the next and final thing that you're going to need is someone to help you out, and that's because when you have the string on the stands and you're trying to pull it tight, when you walk over to one, pull it, the other one will fall. So you need someone to help you out. I tried it, doesn't work, don't do it. And I was debating on whether or not to say this or not, because it seemed super obvious to me, but I'm just gonna say it anyways. You need a tripod. Just get a tripod. So the way I executed this is that I would get the side of the light with the on and off switch, and I would tape that to a stand. And the other side I would either tape to a stand or a tree branch. And the reason for that is that I felt like I had more control, because when the side of the light is taped to a branch, that's kind of it. You can't really untape it, retape it, because you're just gonna have to keep tearing off some gaff tape or duct tape. So yeah, doing it that way just worked really well for me. So I learned a couple tips in this process that I would like to share with you guys, so just in case you go out and take these pictures, it's more of a streamlined process. So I would say tip number 1 is that you run the light through some bushes or trees or a surface nearby. The reason for this is that if you have a surface near the light, it gives the illusion that it's a lot brighter than it actually is. This actually leads into tip number 2. I don't really recommend using this light in an open space, because if you don't have anything for the light to bounce off of, you're really just gonna have a string of light in a dark space. It'll look like you made it in After Effects. So for the third tip, I recommend that you find a location that is pretty dark, because these lights aren't that bright. So if there's a light source from any other location, it's just gonna wash it out. So my fourth and final tip is that you should play with levels. For example, if you're trying to make a triangle with some string light, if all 3 points are at different elevations, it makes for a more eye-catching composition. You could also use this tip for just a straight line. Making it diagonal in either direction also makes for a more interesting look. So when I first took on this project, I felt really intimidated by these pictures. I really didn't think that I could do it, but for my first try, I feel like it wasn't that bad. They're nowhere near the original pictures, but for me, I'm happy with them. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed my first tutorial on this channel. I hope to make a lot more for you guys. But until then, I'm John from Shutterstock. Thanks for watching.